Hi, my name's Mandy and welcome to What Mandy Made Next. So, I haven't been on for a while. Today is Wednesday the 22nd of June 2022 and that's because I've got a new love in my life. Yes, a couple of weeks ago I took delivery of my new piano. So yeah, well blessed, and I've been really enjoying myself playing on this new piano. So crafting has taken a little back seat just for a short while, but I'm back with a vengeance now and I've got plenty to show you. So as you know, I usually donate different days of the week to certain crafts. You probably recall I am currently subscribed to the Molly and Mama's Pretty and Stitches Club. So every month they release a miniature project for you to make. And I am a little bit behind, but I am enjoying myself. And yeah, I'm still making the table runner. But all will be explained in a moment why I'm a little bit behind with that one. So I've now made all my hexagon flowers and I've started to applicate them onto these squares. So I'm trying to do this as neatly as possible. So this is my first one. I've just got to finish that one off tonight, and then hopefully once the other two have made up, it should be pretty quick from then on, because it's just a matter of sewing strips of fabric round the blocks and making the table runner up. So yeah, I've been really enjoying this project. It is a slow stitch and I'm not very fast at all at hand stitching, but I have been really enjoying making this. But yeah, you're probably saying, well, since I last saw you, you had them 3 hexagon flowers made up. It hasn't taken you 3 weeks to get this far. I have made another mini project in between. It was a workshop at Liberty Bell. So Liberty Bell is a shop near me in Northwich, and you can also purchase from it online. Now, I don't know about you, but I do scrapbook. I mean, I made this one here a few years ago. The reason why I wanted to do this workshop at Liberty Bell was because usually you cover your scrapbook with paper and sometimes it cracks on the spine. I mean, I've done lots of things. I use Tyvek, as Kathy Orta King suggests, in the spine. I do everything I can, but sometimes they do get bashed and they do crack. So I wanted to make a fabric cover, and there was a workshop on showing you how to do this for a file. It's an A5 file. So this is what I've made. This is inside. It's just a file, see, and it's got 2 pockets, and in there you can put your poly pockets and keep your family snaps in there. So this one's called Road Trip, and I'll bring it a little bit closer. At the end when I do my montage you'll see it more in close up, but this says Memories, Camping Adventures, Road Trip. What else does it say? Photos and maps. So yeah, it's even got a little door knob there, little door handle. I thought it was really cute, and it's all bound as well. So yeah, and I think the thing is it's not going to crack, is it? So I just wanted to see how they made theirs, and I just thought it was so pretty. And so I spent the whole day Wednesday there just sewing, making this, and thoroughly enjoyed myself. So yeah, so that's my 2 mini projects, is this book and my Tilly table runner. Got on quite a bit with this actually. This is my year in the life of, and I think last time I spoke to you I had just completed the May one. Now I've completed June, and I've also completed the July. So yeah, so each square will obviously donate a month. So this is a kit from Love Crafts. It's by the Historical Sampler Company, and it's using a 14 count Aida. Got on quite well with that, and I don't really need to work on that now till August. The next project that I'm hoping to start is this one. It's called Feast of Friendship, yes, by Blackbird Designs, and that's it. I first saw this by Stitched by Olivia off Pumpkin Hollow Quilts, and I fell in love with it. I just think it's so pretty. So I purchased this pattern from, I think I purchased this from Peakside Crafts, but anyhow, this has been for the last 6 months. I've got all my call for threads, they're all bobbinated up ready, and I've got the linen here. I don't know what count linen it is, I'll have to find out. So I think I purchased this from Lakeside Needle Crafts, which is actually near me. But there's the linen all ready to go. So I've got this project for the time being in one of these little boxes I use. I find them quite useful. So yeah, I'll be starting that at some point. So that's Thimble Tuesday. I recall I'd started the Jones cardigan a few weeks ago for my grandson, and I'm making it in this wool. It's Stylecraft Recycle, but this is how far I've got now. So all the body, everything's knit up bar the collar, and I've picked up all the stitches. Let's turn it round so you can see, and I've started the rib. So once that's complete, I'll then pick out some buttons, and I'll show you the progress on that next time I see you. So this is a beautiful wool by Stylecraft. It's called, I think it's called Recycle, and it's got all the, it's got, I think it's 40% wool and the rest is recycle, is it polyamide and acrylic, but anyhow, it's all recycled. And yeah, I'm getting on quite well. All the body is now knit, and so are the sleeves, and all I've got left to knit on this is the rib. So I've picked all the stitches up. Oh, that's showing you the bottom. If I hold it that way, you'll see that I've picked all the stitches up. So it's all knit now, the rib is in one, so it goes up one side, up the other and round the back, and it should be like a shawl collar. So yeah, I've not got far to go and that will be completed. The next thing is my sock. I was knitting from this pattern by the West Yorkshire Spinners. It's the, I think they're called candy cane socks, but it was this slip stitch heel I was interested in, and the fact you knit them cuff down, because I usually knit everything toe up. I'm using this wool, I think it's called Foxglove, and this is by the West Yorkshire Spinners. Sock yarn, you know, the signature 4-ply. So I've completed the sock, And there we go. In fact, I should have put it on a sock blocker, but I haven't. But I will do next time I show you. What I would say is, I don't think this heel is very deep for me. Looks like I've twisted there, but it's the way I've put it back in my sock bag. But anyhow, I've finished off and I've kitchen stitched the bottom. That doesn't bother me. It's all done. Now, if you recall, I was knitting this on my higher sharps. They're these bamboo needles, and they were, because the diameter is very small, it's a 2.5, they were a bit bendy and I wasn't much liking that. So I did mention that I wanted to get some knit pros, and Davina from Little Weight Room Crafts kindly messaged me and said, don't go buying any needles, I've got some knit pros, I don't get on with them, you can have them. And she sent me these. Isn't that lovely of her? Yeah, all in the packet. So I was so pleased. Yeah, I thought that was so kind of Davina to do that. So yeah, sent me them in the packet. I've got them here, and I started knitting with them straight away. So I knit the rest, say from here up, and I was fine with them. I love them. So thank you, Davina. Now, not only that, she sent me the most beautiful letter, which I thought was really lovely, because, you know, with texts and emails, nothing's personal, is it? And it says, you know, she sent this lovely letter saying that she hoped I was keeping well, and you know, and I'd have a lovely Jubilee weekend. It was really a lovely letter. So I'll treasure that. And then she also sent me this little pouch. It's like a notions pouch. So it's got Davina's card in there as well. And I'll pop that on a little bit more detail for you, because she has got an Etsy shop. And I watched her on, this live thing the other day. I forgot, it was like a yarn. And I know she's got these little notion booklets, and she calls it glass cloth. So inside, usually when I'm cross stitching, I use a biddy board, and she'd incorporated a biddy board into this needle book. So I'm quite interested to have a look at that. So yeah, I was so pleased. This is absolutely beautiful, this pouch. So it's all lined inside. And then we just pull up. We pull the ends. And I can keep my notions in there. That's my socks so far. I've got one more to make. And then, yeah, they'll be done. And then you may recall I was knitting a Marie Wallen cardigan. I wanted to knit the Francis one from the Bloomsbury book in this panache wool by King Cole. So this is 50% wool and 50%, it says premium acrylic. I don't know how you get a premium acrylic, but anyhow. Wasn't getting on with it at all. I hated it. It was splitting. I was trying to do lace with it. You can't really see the lace because it's quite hairy. It might be good for a bit of fair isle work, this. But I just was losing my motivation with it. And it's a beautiful shade. It's oatmeal. So I was thinking of the Whitmore, but no, I've decided on the Stillness cardigan by Alicia Plummer. Just look at this beauty. And this is a pattern I found on Ravelry. So I needed to swatch for this. Tin Can Knits on their website give a free pattern, and it's called Swatch-tastic. So basically you make these triangles and you leave a thread at the bottom, so you can actually sew them together afterwards for some bunting. So it starts off with a bit of garter stitch, and then you make your increases just enough so you can measure your swatch. So this was a swatch I did for the 4mm needles, which the pattern suggests a gauge, and she'd knit on 4mm needles, and this is for, I think this is for 4mm. Yes, it is. This is a double knit wool. Well, actually, I'd got, I think, I got knotted stitches to meet gauge, which is unusual for me. So I then went on to a 4.5mm needle, and this is the swatch for that. I do prefer this one because it's a denser, gives you a denser fabric, and this one obviously will give you a looser one because you got a bigger stitch. But I'm meeting gauge with the 4.5, so I will carry on. That's what I'll use. I'll use the 4.5s for the project. But if I bring this up a little bit closer, and I will take a photograph, you'll see. If I bring this, so if you can see that when there's subtle changes in the wool, it's beautiful, absolutely beautiful. You get like little subtle tones. So yeah, I'm loving that colour. So I can't wait now to start this stillness cardigan. So that's my Wool Wednesday. I've got 3 projects on the go, and thank you Davina for helping me out. Thank you. So Thursday. Last time I spoke to you, I was here working on my Mickey's coffee. This is a cross-stitch pattern I purchased from Etsy. It was I think it's Zana Cross. I'll pop everything down below, as you know, so you can see if you want to go and purchase the pattern. But I have been loving this, and last time I spoke to you I'd got this far, and now I am this far. Look at that. Hand and arm is done, and I'm on the last leg. I can't believe it. So basically I've been the pattern is split up into squares, okay, and there's a little bit at the bottom, and I've only got to do 2 more squares and the last little bit at the bottom, and it is finished. I reckon maybe next time I speak to you I may be near enough finished, if not finished. But just look how glorious that is. This deserves a podcast on its own. Love it. So yeah, that's my Mickey's coffee. Is where I sew. It's my Friday sews, and I've been working on a dress, a tea dress from Sew Over It, but I hope to upload more information about that particular dress the next time I vlog. My Scrappy Saturday, and I'm currently working on this quilt here. It's called Riverside Knoll by Kim Diehl, and it's showcasing her Writer's Reign fabrics by Henry Glass. So I think I was showing you this block I'd made last time. Now we are working on this block, so it's just like the pomegranate there is just peeking out. Now I've used a new method here of applique, and it's utilising starch.
So when I was at the workshop, a lady had some really neat applique, and she told me about this method using starch. So instead of using freezer paper, I'm using interfacing, and it's got glue on one side and I'm drawing on the side which hasn't got the glue, and then I will cut out on the line and then apply it to the fabric that I want to applique, which I've already done here. So I've got some glue I use for English paper piecing, and I've just used that to stick the interfacing to the fabric. I cut out the fabric a little, at least a 1/4 inch bigger than the actual interfacing, so that I can turn the applique over. I then just use some ordinary spray starch, and when it stopped fizzing, I then dip my paintbrush in and just go around the edges with the paintbrush and apply the starch this way. So once that's done, I start to manipulate the fabric around the interfacing, and then I'm going to iron the fabric, the fabric edge, ready for applique. So the fabric edge is harder now, so it's stiffer, so it's easier to manipulate, and it's also sticking to the interfacing because the glue is on the outside. I then get my block and work out where I want the shape to be. And then I just iron that on, and that is sticking on now because of the interfacing, and ready for applique. It's so much neater and smoother, I think, because before I was using the method where you actually sew and then turn the applique out, but it gives it an edge. You see, as you can see, it looks a little bit thicker, and sometimes the white interfacing peeks through, as you can see here, whereas with the starch method it's flatter and neater.
Sunday, like I say, I work on a project that I want to, and I've just been catching up really, mainly with my knitting, as you can see. enjoyed this vlog, and if you did, give me a like please, and subscribe if you haven't already, and hopefully I'll see you soon. Until then, bye.